Hello everybody and welcome to my Nations Cup overview. This is the second part. If you haven't watched the first one, go back and watch it. But yeah, this is Roundfort Trial Mountain Circuit. And you'll see why I put the crying face. I don't even need to explain. So yeah, I started 13th in this race. I really struggle on comfort and sport tyres. But yeah, I was comfortably gaining positions at the start. And then this guy in second goes off track due to just a loss the back end through turn 1. Very easy in these cars around this track since you basically go flat around turn 1. And then, yeah, he makes some questionable little dives. And eventually this happens where the Subaru dives up the inside of him. And he goes to get in the draft, but ends up taking himself out by turning in on this guy. And then comes back on track and hits me for some reason. And I think he might have had some beef with me during this race because I think he thought I'm the one who hit him. But yeah, I managed to get a nice sort of switch back when he went for a dive at one point. And then on lap 5, I was fully alongside into the corner and had contact with him and he ran out wide and hit the wall. And apparently he didn't like this because he just smashed into me, taking me out. And eventually I finished 14th, so not a great race. But after putting that behind me, it was time for round 5 at Grand Valley Highway. Red Bull X2019s, and you can see how precise we had to be with the background, how close I am to the barrier. This was such a good race, genuinely some of the closest racing I've ever had. You could just see this by how close me and first were coming through the start on the first lap. And yeah, I tried to go for a little send around the outside, but he managed to cover me off. Great defending from him, and then I get hit from behind, going to P4 through that corner, and then I get tapped again, going down to P5. And yeah, and then later on this straight, I get hit again, then go into the gravel, then that guy spins, I have damage, and yeah, eventually I go from P2 down to P11 in the first lap. But I managed to make a climb, and by lap 2, I was already fighting back for P3 again with this huge group of cars, and it just sounds amazing. As we all head now over the bridge, such close racing from all of us, and eventually I managed to get up to P4, but then this guy Furia does an amazing send down the inside to get P4, and yeah, we're in a big battle, and I tried to get the switch back on those two, but Halal Cakes gives me a little tap from behind, but to be fair to them, they did let me get back past. And yeah, this damage was not helping me, so I eventually dropped back down to P10. Then there's a big crash from my guy up in front, managing to get me back up to P8, and then those two had contact, putting me back up into P6. And then switch back for P5. This is just a few moves I did. Threw in Halal Cakes for P3, which is quite a nice move. And eventually I started second, went down to P11 and managed to finish third. Fantastic racing from everyone. And yeah, I'll be releasing the final tomorrow.